Hey, this is Connor from Biker's Edge. Today I'm out doing the showdown between the Santa Cruz Tallboy and the Ibis Ripley, both 120 mil travel 29ers. They're a lot of fun. Alright, so climbing on the Tallboy. This is the first lap. Bike's feeling pretty good. You get a little better small bump compliance out of this one, which helps in the bumpy steep stuff. It just keeps that rear wheel on the ground a little better. It just snowed up here the other day, so things might be a little bit wet. I think traction's going to be the name of the game for today's ride. Watching out for wet roots and rocks. Right now I've got the Tallboy in the low mode, which makes it just a little bit slacker than the Ripley. Putting it in high would change things by, I think it's like 0.2 of a degree or 0.3. So not a ton. It's a pretty subtle change. I also have it in the shorter chainstay mode, as opposed to the 10mm longer mode. It's adjustable with a rear dropout flip chip. It's really easy to get the front of this bike off the ground if you're trying to wheelie or manual, or just get the front up and over a rock. Probably one reason why it feels so playful and is so much fun. It does not take much to get the bike in the air. Just starting the first little bit of downhill. Oh, so overgrown. I think today is going to be a slippery ride.
There you go. Get the whole paint off. Sorry, man.
Tree! All right, Tallboy on the downhill. Still so much fun. Definitely wins the fun bike award. You can ride it hard, but it pops really hard. Rewards you pushing a little bit. Loves to jump. Loves to be in the air and play around. This bike is really fun. Oh, that got a little wild. Were you?
Oh yeah. On that track.
The Tallboy is just such a balanced bike. Goes uphill well, downhill well, and again, it's just so much fun. Just makes you ride in like a more playful way. You see little hits and features on the side of the trail, and they're just a little easier to hit. Getting around corners is pretty easy. It's just so much fun. I can't get over that. I think if we do yearly awards for bikes, this one's going to win the Fun Bike Award. On the climbs, it does pretty well. It's still not the most efficient bike, but it does a good enough job. And having that extra traction and small bump performance is pretty beneficial if your climbs are rocky and rooty. I'm pretty excited now to head back up, grab the Ripley, and do another lap really quick. Okay, just starting the lap on the Ripley now. I'm gonna climb up, see how it compares to the Tallboy on the climbs, and then hit that downhill again. Starting up the climb for the second time. Now I'm on the Ripley. The climbing position is a little bit different on this bike. I think the steeper head tube kind of pulls your weight up over the front a bit more. It's a very upright climbing position. The bike feels a little more efficient than the Tallboy. And I think it overall climbs just a little bit better. Not exactly sure how I feel about these big 2.6-inch tires. The grip is nice, but they do feel a little slow, like they're dragging just a little bit. The Ripley is a very energetic climber. Like you hit the gas and it just goes. Kind of makes you want to stand up, sprint, pick hard lines. As a Tallboy, felt happier just to sit down, spin your way to the top. The Ripley feels a little more maneuverable through some of these rocky lines. It's a bit easier to kind of swing it around a rock or squeeze it between two obstacles. Tallboy felt a little happier just to go up and over. Okay, just starting the first descent on the Ripley. Oh, can't see. Oh, really poppy. It feels a little more maneuverable already than the Tallboy. I think it's got a little shorter wheelbase maybe. And the steeper head tube is going to make that steering a little more lively, a little quicker. So it's a little closer than I thought on the downhills. I thought the Tallboy was going to smoke the Ripley. Some of this more chattery stuff, I think the Santa Cruz is a little smoother, so you can go a little bit faster on it. The Ripley gets around a corner easier, but through the bumps, the Santa Cruz takes the cake. Oh, wrong gear. The Tallboy feels a little more planted than this, but it's really not as different as I thought it would be. They're both surprisingly capable for the downhill. All right, conclusion is these two bikes are more similar than I thought. The Ripley does climb better, Tallboy does descend better, but man, they're both really, really fun. Pretty maneuverable bikes, really poppy bikes. You can get them in the air pretty easily, and especially on the trails we were on today, like, I don't know if you could have a better bike on that trail. There are sections where you could go faster with something longer travel, but I think for maximizing your fun, I guess, Tallboy, Ripley are both really good bikes for that. The Tallboy has a little more relaxed climbing position. It has you over the back of the bike just a little bit more, where the Ripley is got your weight a little more forward. And the same goes for the downhills. So that's why the Tallboy is able to plow just a little bit more. He's a little quicker through all the rocks, where the Ripley brings you up and over the front of the bike, making the steering a little more responsive, but also giving you a little bit less confidence through the rocks and the roots. Overall though, I think both of these bikes they're just fun bikes. It's tough to get around that fact. I think the Tallboy is a little more like Santa Cruz says, where it's the downhiller's XC bike, and the Ripley is more like the XC racer's trail bike, downhill bike, if you want to call it that. Still fairly capable, but I think it goes uphill better, and it's probably a little more suited towards someone who places an emphasis on climbing.